how did you say no to all of those temptations every time people said you got to get on a social media platform?
Facebook was the first. And the way I remember it, it was the spring of 2004, right? I was a college senior, the spring of 2004. Back then, Facebook was going university to university. It was still sort of in
Hmm.
a beta stage. So it came to where I was at Dartmouth College. And I remember my friends and my girlfriend and everyone was sort of into it, right? They're like, oh, it's thefacebook.com. It's sort of like the literal Facebooks we have, but virtual. And there was like an arbitrary reason why I didn't sign up. And my memory of the arbitrary reason was I don't like listing favorites. It's a weird tick I have. If you tell me what's your favorite book, what's your favorite movie, for whatever reason, I just can't do that. I have an aversion to it. And early Facebook, this is what the profiles were centered on: is you would list your favorite quotes, you would list your favorite movies. So for an arbitrary reason, it's like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Wow.
That accident, though, gave me this interesting, almost anthropological separation. Like I was Margaret Mead studying tribes on an island or something. So I was separated from social media as it began to spread. And after a while, just observing it from the outside to me became way more interesting than actually being in it. So it was an accident that got me started down this path.
So, okay, fine. So you decide not to get on your favorite, and that was kind of like your thing. But I mean, from '04 to 2021, there's been 17 years for 7 billion something people in the world to convince you to get on social media, and you still haven't done it. So there has to be other reasons why you kept saying no, no, no to social media. What was that? What was that reason?
Well, so after I graduated college in 2004, I went to MIT. And I was not only in the computer science department, but I was in the theory group within the computer science department. So this is the group in which you have all the theoretical computer scientists. So we literally stare at whiteboards and try to solve math proofs. In this really unusual, sort of idiosyncratic type of professional environment, focus was everything. Like your ability to maintain focus was really highly prized. People did not spend much time engaging with the outside world. It wasn't reading a lot of news. It was I'm locked in trying to solve proof. So I went from college into this environment where what people really cared about is how hard can you focus. And when I was in that setting, to expose myself to tools that seemed like they were engineered to really distract you, because even early on, this was clear that social media made money off your attention. It's being engineered to get as much attention as possible. We all looked at it with great suspicion. So I didn't sign up for arbitrary reasons. And then once I was in this unusual professional environment, I became really suspicious of why would I bring one of these tools into my life? It seems like it's going to get in the way of what I'm doing. It would be like a professional athlete looking at cigarettes and saying, I don't really want to bring these into my life because I make a living off my lung capacity.
Do you have a TV? Do you have TV in your house?
Yeah, we have TVs. My wife and I are cinephiles. We like to watch movies, so we have that.
So, wouldn't you see TV as a distraction and as cigarettes similar to what social media would be?
Well, so the issue I had with social media was twofold. One, no one really had a good reason why I should be signing up for it. That definitely caught my attention. It was like, because it's here. And I'm like, okay, but what do you do on the Facebook.com? Like, well, you see like who your roommate's boyfriends are dating or something. And I'm like, well, that's not interesting to me. Well, why should I sign up for this? No one was really giving me a good reason. Whereas if you look at a TV and say, there's a great movie and you can watch it on this screen, I'll say, well, that's a pretty compelling reason. And two, it became clear pretty early on that these platforms had a lot of energy being invested into making them as sticky as an experience as possible. They had the ability to manipulate your attention, to manipulate your emotional centers, to manipulate your social centers, to get you to look at these things much longer than you knew was useful or much longer than you knew was healthy in a way that you couldn't really replicate with something that was as asymmetric and static as television. So I was really starting to get concerned when I saw people with these networks following them everywhere they went and was constantly pulling their attention down to that phone, right? So there seemed to be something new going on. So we had these platforms where no one could really explain why I needed to be on it. And yet it also seemed to be capturing so much of people's time and attention that for someone who made a living with my brain, I was very, very wary about this.
So if you like this little short clip from an interview I did, click over here to watch the entire interview. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.